The battle for the Purdue Cannon. Every year, Illinois and Purdue play for this trophy in a rivalry that dates back to 1890. Going into 2021, the all-time series is tied at 45 games apiece. We'll see which team leaves the field hosting the Purdue Cannon this year. Coming up next. It's the battle for the Purdue Cannon. It's Illinois, it's Purdue. We're at Ross-Ade Stadium here in West Lafayette, Indiana, and we're excited for a great rivalry game that dates back over 100 years. Illinois wrapping up this 3-game road trip in Indiana, traveling 88 miles east to face the Purdue Boilermakers. You can see here the Big Ten West standings. Illinois and Purdue both tied at 1 and 2 in conference near the bottom of the division. We'll see which team comes out on top and can pull ahead in the standings as we'll go to the coin toss, and it looks like Purdue has won the toss. They will defer to the second half, and we are set to go from West Lafayette, Indiana. Kyron Cumby and company will take it up the middle, and he's down at the 25-yard line. Illinois offensively will take the field after a heartbreaking game last week against Wisconsin where they got out to a 21-0 lead early in the second quarter, went scoreless to end the game, and Wisconsin ended up pulling it out there late. So we'll see how this team rebounds after that loss. And here on 2nd and 12, Epstein making up for that first carry, and he's got 12 there, and he just barely misses getting the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1 now. Williams going to hand off to Epstein. Actually, he fakes it, and he keeps it on the option and gets all the way up to midfield. Nice read by Isaiah Williams, and he's going to be up near midfield. We'll see how Illinois comes out today offensively. Do they attack as Williams throws what nearly was a pick six there, as number 4 for Purdue almost had that one, and Williams is fortunate that was dropped. He's had a knack for throwing errant throws early in the game. That's part of his game that he'll have to improve on, as he's sacked there on the play for a 13-yard loss. Giovanni Howard with his 2nd tackle for loss, and that counts as a sack. And just like that, early in the game on their first drive, Illinois is backed up 3rd and 23. Crowd making noise as Williams is going to be sitting in the pocket, and he's sacked again. Lawrence Johnson comes in, blows through the right guard, Blake Gersady, and Williams was just unaware of it, and he gets pummeled there. And Illinois starts out good, but then goes backwards, and they punt the ball away. And fortunately there, Ahmad Anderson for Purdue, the punt returner, muffed that, so he doesn't get a good return off. So this Illini defense will now take the field. Aiden O'Connell, their Purdue quarterback, takes it from under center and gets stuffed and sacked on the first play of the day for the Boilermakers offensively by Seth Coleman. O'Connell from under center again is going to be moving around in the pocket. He's going to fire it to Beeson, and he picks it off. Beeson trying to break free, but he's tackled. What a start for the Illini defensively. Marquez Beeson jumps the route, and he picks up his first interception of the season. How about that? David Deal's fired up for his defense. The first pass play of the game for Purdue is intercepted by Beeson, and you got to feel happy if you're him. I didn't even get to mention how talented Purdue was offensively before Beeson interrupted me there. But that'll be fine as Isaiah Williams takes a 3-yard rush up the middle. And this Illini offense will be working with great field position after stalling last drive as Williams gets sacked again. Lawrence Johnson with his second sack already here in the first 3 minutes of the game, and this Illini offensive line is just getting destroyed up front. 3rd down and 14 now as Williams is facing heat again. That ball's tipped at the line of scrimmage, and Kamari Thompson couldn't haul it in off the deflection. So that's a quick 3 now for Illinois, and they're going to punt it away. Hugh Robertson trying to pin him deep, print screen in coverage, trying to get the ball, but he can't get to it, so it's going to be a touchback. For the last drive, I didn't get to mention how high-powered Purdue's offense is, as Rondale Moore, right on cue, gets the ball over the middle, and he gets 20 yards and puts Purdue up to the 40-yard line. This Purdue offense is just absolutely loaded with 2 stud receivers at the top. Rondale Moore is one of the best receivers in college football, as he looks to be a very high draft pick this year. And he averages about 6 receptions and 100 yards a game receiving. And on the other end, you have David Bell, the other Purdue wide receiver, who's very good in his own right. He's just a junior, and he should be an NFL prospect as well. And O'Connell quickly firing to his guys like Payne Durham. King Doru, the running back, this time takes the run, and he gets up for 9 yards. This Purdue offense likes to work very quickly. Aiden O'Connell himself, pretty good quarterback in his own right, as Doru is taken back down from behind. That was Jamal Woods getting out there. What an athletic play from Jamal Woods. 3rd and 1, and O'Connell fires over the middle to Rondale Moore once again, and he gets the first down. These Purdue receivers are very good. They have one of the best receiving corps in college football. And it's a very bad mismatch if you're Illinois secondary, as Doru takes the pitch, and he gets 5 yards. A very good receiving core and a competent quarterback could be the kryptonite for this Illini defense, as Doru is brought down. He only gets 2 yards. But as you saw, the first play of the game, Beeson got the pick. So maybe we'll see if they flip that narrative around, as O'Connell's going to fire to Horvath on the outside. Xander Horvath picks up the first down. And Purdue's working with a 1st and goal. O'Connell from under center is going to hand off to Doru, and he tries to get to the outside again. He's just stuffed. Delano Ware is there for that tackle. And those stretch runs for Purdue are not working so far. O'Connell's going to hand off to Horvath, and he's up the middle, and he's tackled just short of the goal line. And that ball is less than about a foot away from the end zone, as O'Connell's going to be throwing on this play, and he fires to Durham, and he toe taps his way into the back of the end zone for a touchdown. O'Connell drops back from under center and finds Horvath, who does a nice toe tap there. That ball was perfectly placed in the back of the end zone. And Purdue puts the extra point through, so it's now 7-0. We keep an eye on other Big Ten games as we play here. Michigan takes out Maryland, who's 0-6 on the year. A tough year for the Terps. But Michigan doing what they do best. And you can see there they're ranked in 5-2, but of course one of those 2 losses is at the hands of your Illini. Epstein gets the handoff, and he's not going anywhere. We'll see if this Illini offense can respond. Williams is going to dump it off to Cumbie over the middle, trying to spin out of a tackle. He picks up 6, so now an early 3rd down and 2 situation, as Williams is going to pitch it, and it's off Epstein's back, and it's picked up by Mitchell, and it's a turnover. Both teams turned the ball over early in the first quarter, as I don't think Isaiah Williams saw that Epstein was covered, and he pitched it. And that's a big mistake now. Isaiah Williams has had problems fumbling the ball this season, as Anderson Jr. makes a nice catch there for a 1st down. And that's the last thing you want to happen if you're Illinois. You don't want to put this Purdue offense in these types of situations, as that's exactly what they were worried about. Aiden O'Connell dumps in a beautiful pass into the corner by the pylon to David Bell. And that's what this Boilermaker offense can do. Beautiful throw and catch there. And Purdue's going to be up to a 14-0 lead. We were worried about that mismatch of the Illini secondary, which has had its problems this season, and Purdue's elite core of wide receivers and great passing game. And now this offense has put themselves in a hole as we're going to come to the end of the first quarter here. So far, it's been all Purdue. Second and 11 now. Can the Illini rebound here? Williams is going to fire to Armstrong, and he was in traffic, and that ball is deflected. That's an incomplete pass. Williams struggling so far in the passing game here early. Third down and 11. Williams is going to fire over the middle to Hightower, and he gets the ball, breaks off a tackle, and gets up the middle of the field. That's exactly what Illinois needed. Nice play by Hightower. Nice throw by Isaiah Williams to fire in a seam across the middle of the field. And that's a big third down and long conversion for the Illini as Epstein doesn't get anywhere on that play. Now 2nd and 9, play action. Williams is going to roll to his right. And he's going to fire downfield, and he hits Armstrong, gets himself open. He's down inside the 10-yard line. Nice play by Isaiah Williams, who fired that ball about 40 yards downfield off his back foot, and Jafar Armstrong got himself open. And that's a great response from Illinois here as they now in a 1st and goal situation. They're going to continue to air the ball out. Williams looking to his left, going to fire, looking for Armstrong again in the corner, and it's incomplete, but there's a flag down. And that's going to be a pass interference on Dedrick Mackey. So that'll set up Illinois with 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. As it did look like that ball was off the mark and Armstrong was held there. So now Illinois out of the I formation. Williams on the misdirection, gives it to Epstein, and he scores. Touchdown, Illinois. What a nice sequence of plays there offensively for Illinois on that drive. Big play by Jafar Armstrong, a pass interference, and a nice misdirection handoff to Epstein. And just like that, Illinois has made it a touchdown game again. Anderson Jr. for the Boilermakers is going to take it out on the ensuing kickoff, and he's got some room and breaking tackles, and he's taken down from behind around the 34-yard line. Thank goodness he was taken down, because that could have went for a touchdown if he broke free more. O'Connell facing a blitz is going to look for Durham, and with Jartavius Martin up in his grill, he somehow makes the reception. So now it's going to be 2nd and 5 now, and Purdue continuing to airing it out is going to hit Rondale Moore there on the 13-yard reception, and he gets another 1st down. All 3 of Rondale Moore's catches have gone for 1st downs. And O'Connell's going to hand a draw off to Doru, and he's pushing forward and gets 6 yards there. O'Connell is going to keep it, and he actually gets a 6-yard gain there and gets a 1st down. That looked like it fooled the Illini defense off guard. O'Connell from under center again is going to step up, moving around the pocket, and he hits right over the middle. Milton Wright got himself open downfield. And good job by O'Connell to hit him as they're going to fire to Doru on the handoff, and there's a missed tackle there, and he's down just short of the goal line. And this defense is on its heels once again as Purdue has the ball inside the 1-yard line, and they're going to spread this defense out. O'Connell's going to keep it on the read option, and he's taken down from behind. Delano Ware there for his 2nd tackle for loss. What a huge tackle there. And now it's 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. Illinois with more room to work with. Purdue is in I formation. Now they hand off to Thomas, and he's not getting anywhere. Daryl Thomas only got 3 yards now, so now it's 4th and 2, and Purdue's going to go for it. Interesting decision here. This is big. Tight end in motion to the right side. O'Connell's going to pitch it to Doru, and he's going to be short. Doru's taken behind shore of the goal line, and the Illini get a stop. That was Delano Ware again. What 2 huge plays from Delano Ware, and where have we seen that before? A huge goal line stand for the defense, and Delano Ware does it again. If you recall in that Virginia game in week 2, Delano Ware had that huge stop in the 3rd overtime period to force a 4th overtime period. And that ended up being a difference maker for the Illini getting the win there. And he does it again here, stuffing Doru at the goal line and giving Illinois the offense back with still a 1-possession game. So now it's 3rd and 1 after a couple runs. Illinois continue to stay in the I formation. And it's going to be Epstein on a pitch, and he's going to get tracked down. He can't get anywhere. And now it's going to be 4th down. Nice play by DJ Johnson. He was all over that play. And Epstein couldn't get anything. Well, you got to hand it to both defenses here. They've both made big stops, and now Hugh Robertson's going to punt it away, and Anderson Jr.'s got some nice room to work with here, and he's going up the middle, and Purdue's going to start with the ball inside the 30-yard line. So after that huge goal line stand, this Illini defense is right back on the field. About 2 minutes left to go in the half as O'Connell's going to keep it, and he's dodging Illini defenders, and he trips and is taking himself down for just a 9-yard gain, and Illinois is fortunate that he tripped up, or else he could have potentially gone for 6. Doru gets the ball, and he can't seem to find the holes that are opening for him. And Delano Ware makes the tackle again. Man, Delano Ware is just having an incredible game so far. The best game of his career, and definitely this season, as Horvath gets the ball. Nice play call there by Purdue. Xander Horvath gets the 1st down, and Purdue calls a timeout. 1:34 left to go in the half. Both teams actually spending a timeout here. So Rondale Moore is in motion. They're going to fake the end around, and Doru gets it, and he's trying to get to the outside yet again and can't get anywhere. Purdue calls a timeout. You wonder when Purdue's going to finally figure out that Illinois is stuffing them on those stretch runs. O'Connell with the read option, trying to get to the outside. It bounces off a tackle. It can't get anything. And now Illinois gets a timeout called. And I think Purdue's going to ditch the run here. It's O'Connell from under the gun, and he hits Anderson over the middle. But Tariq Barnes and company are there, and Illinois forces a 4th down. Nice play by Illinois. You can see here they're playing zone defense, and beautiful zone defense there by the Illini. And they force a field goal attempt here. And that ball is up, and it's going to be good. So Purdue takes the 10-point lead, but if you're Illinois, you got to be happy with that sequence there. There's 2 drives that Illinois got deep into Illini territory, or Purdue got into Illini territory rather, and they couldn't get anywhere as Cumbie fumbles the ball on the kickoff and trips over his own guy. I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like Cumbie muffed the return, and his own player tried to get the ball, and he stumbled over him. So that's going to set Illinois back. But Williams fires to Cumbie on the outside, and he makes up for it, puts on a nice stiff arm, and gets a few more yards. So Cumbie makes up those yards back and gets Illinois up to the 27-yard line. They still got a ways to go to get in the field goal range, as Williams is going to be rolling to his right, and he's just going to run up the sideline and pick up a few more yards. And he's brought down there from behind. So now a minute to go. Illinois out of timeouts. think they're going to try to at least get in the field goal range here as Thompson's wide open in the flats, and he gets up the middle and gets out of bounds. Nice job by Kamari Thompson. So that stops the clock, and Illinois is now up to the 45. Williams looking to his left, rolling to his right, and just going to throw the ball away. As mentioned before, this Illini offensive line struggled with pass protection today. So 2nd and 10, Williams looking to throw again, and he's going to fire to his right, and Kamari Thompson's out of bounds. Man, just a tough break for Illinois as he was wide open, and Isaiah just saw it and threw it to him too late. So now it's 3rd down and 10. Williams is going to roll to his right, and it looks like nobody was open, so he just throws the ball away. And that's a tough end. It looked like a promising drive for Illinois. As you can see here, Purdue did a great job in man coverage. Nobody was open downfield, so Isaiah just had to throw the ball away. And that's going to force Hugh Robertson to punt the ball away, looking to pin Purdue back. And Anderson Jr. makes a man miss, and he gets up to around the 23-yard line. You can see here, first quarter was all Purdue, but Illinois trying to get back into this game. They're down by 10 points here, and Purdue's looking to extend the lead. They got 33 seconds to work with and 1 timeout. O'Connell fires to the right and hits Milton right on the sidelines, but he's just out of bounds, and that's not going to do it if you're Purdue. So that's only a 3-yard gain. So now O'Connell's going to fire from under center, hits Durham in the flats, and he's taken down in the open field. Clock is running, and Purdue just decides not to call a timeout, and they just let the clock run out. So that'll do it for the half. A strong first quarter for Purdue. Got up to 14-0 lead early. Illinois trying to hang in this ball game. As you can see, Illinois really struggling to rush the ball. They haven't ran the ball well this game, which is unlike them. And Purdue's been very solid offensively. Both teams had big turnovers in the first quarter, but Purdue was able to take advantage of theirs and get a touchdown off of it. So we'll see what adjustments this coaching staff makes in the second half. Purdue gets the ball to start the second half here, and if you're this Illini coaching staff, you're worried about this game getting out of hand. If Purdue can pull away, as Doru's going to run to his left, and he gets some nice blocks and picks up 8 yards. And it looked like he got a little bit more there, but favorable spot from the refs. But O'Connell keeps it on the read option. He's tackled from behind the line for a 4-yard loss. That was Devin Witherspoon there. So O'Connell's tried to rush the ball at least 6 times today, and it has not worked out well for him at all. And as expected, they're throwing the ball here on 3rd down as he fires to Durham, and he is able to get pushed out there and isn't able to get the first down. Nice job by Illinois as they're forcing a punt here. So an early win for this Illini defense as Campbell makes a man miss and takes the punt return up the sideline. He gets out past midfield. Nice return there by DeLavin Campbell, who's steadily improved on the season in punt returns. Williams is going to keep it on the option. He's picking up some nice blocks downfield, and he's down around the 27-yard line. A 19-yard run from Isaiah Williams, who hasn't been able to break free much today. Nice play call and beautiful run by Isaiah Williams, set up by nice blocking from this Illini offensive line. Epstein handing off to his right, and he can't get anywhere. So it'll be 2nd and 10. The running game has not worked well for Illinois thus far. We'll see if they try to stick with it, or they air the ball out even more, as Williams is going to roll to his right, looking to throw, hits Luke Ford, and he's tackled for a 2-yard loss. Third down and 12 now. If you're Illinois, you don't want to risk getting knocked out of field goal range here, as they're right on the edge of Caleb Griffin's range, rather. 3rd and 12. Williams facing pressure, is going to fire deep downfield, looking for Navarro, and it's incomplete. Nice play there in coverage from number 1 for Purdue as they force a Caleb Griffin field goal, and he knocks it through from 47. Nice kick by Caleb Griffin. And Illinois keeps it a 1-score game. Purdue's struggled in the last few drives to put points up on the board as this Illini defense has kept them in check, to say the least. 1st and 10 now. O'Connell's going to fake the handoff. He's going to fire over the middle, and Beeson there in coverage on David Bell deflects the pass away. What a nice play by Beeson. He is by far has had his best game of the season. That pick he made earlier against David Bell in the 1st quarter, and now that deflection. And King Doru capes it up for 9 yards. These Illini corners have done a relatively good job thus far on this Purdue receiving core, as look at that. The Illini get another stop on 4th down and 1. Doru is stuffed, and that's going to force a Boilermaker punt. This Illini defensive line has had a great day as they force a punt, and DeLayvin Campbell is going to get the return all the way in open field. He's going to try to get up to the left, and he can't quite get to the outside, but he gets a nice 17-yard return. So now this Illini offense looking to at least cut the lead down to 4 or tie the game. Williams hands it off to Epstein, and they were all over that. That was George Karloftis there to make the stop. 2nd and 14. Williams going to roll to his right, evading pressure. Looking downfield, is going to fire across the middle, and it's incomplete. And Isaiah Williams had a couple receivers that are open across the middle of the field, but that's a tough throw to make, throwing across your body like that. And play action, Williams fires to his left and hits Navarro. What a nice toe tap by Navarro. He picks up the 1st down. Beautiful throw by Isaiah Williams. Put that one right on the money. And the Illini get another big 3rd down and long conversion. Williams is going to keep it. Got room to work with, and he wisely gets out of bounds. That's a 9-yard gain. This Illini offense looking a little bit more like we're used to seeing as Epstein gets the ball up the middle, and he gets a nice solid 12 yards. Picks up a 1st down. Illinois has not abandoned the run game and is starting to work a little bit. Williams fires to Navarro on a screen, and that gets 4 yards. That's Navarro's 2nd reception, and he almost had that big touchdown there right before the end of the half. And they're going to throw a screen here to Epstein, trying to catch Purdue off guard, and they were all over that. So now it's going to be 3rd and 8. Once again, if you're Illinois, you don't want to get knocked out of field goal range here. 3rd down and 8. Can they convert? Williams is going to fire to his right, and he has DeLayvin Campbell, and he was out of bounds. Oh, man, a tough break for Illinois as Campbell was open, but Williams just saw him just a tick too late. And that's going to force a field goal attempt from Caleb Griffin, and he knocks it through. Caleb Griffin, his 2nd big field goal on the day. That one was from about 45 yards. So he's 2 for 2. And it's a 4-point game. Ensuing kickoff. Ahmad Anderson is going to take it up the sideline. He's got a hole to work with, breaking away from tackles, and he's pushed out of bounds. Just shy of the 40-yard line there. So he puts Aiden O'Connell in this offense with good field position to work with as he fires to Durham in the flats, and he picks up 9 yards. Jartavius Martin now with his 9th tackle of the day. Play action. O'Connell is hit, and he fumbles the ball, but Bramall is there to make the recovery, and Purdue is fortunate to come back up with that one, as Jartavius Martin came in on the blitz and just pummeled O'Connell, forced the fumble. And Jartavius Martin definitely let O'Connell know about that one. So now it's 3rd and 9. This defense making noise. O'Connell's going to fire to his right, hits David Bell, and he leaps, and they give him the first down. I don't know about that one. What a break for Purdue on the spot there from the refs. It did not look like to me that David Bell got the first down. But they hurry up and snap the ball. That's what Purdue does. They like to work quickly, so there will be no review. And it's going to be 2nd and 3 now. O'Connell fires to Sheffield in the flats. Nice read by O'Connell, who had the pocket collapsing on him. Finds Sheffield there. And now this offense is starting to move the ball again. O'Connell's going to fire over the middle to Rondale Moore and gets another first down. Rondale Moore is a first down machine. And that's his 4th reception. He's got 56 yards. That's going to be a false start on Purdue. And if you're Illinois, you'll take any break you can get, as this defense is on its heels right now. O'Connell is going to fire to his right and hits Sheffield once again. That's only going to get 4 yards. 2nd and 11. 3rd quarter is coming to a close. Tight end in motion. O'Connell steps up in the pocket and hits Sheffield once again. He gets out of bounds on the right side, as that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. We're going into the 4th with a close game here. Purdue looking to extend upon its 4-point lead. 3rd down and 6. O'Connell is going to step up and he looking for Rondale Moore, and he misses him. What a stop by the Illini, as O'Connell had Rondale Moore coming over the middle. But Purdue's going to put the field goal through, and that makes it a 7-point game. But once again, if you're this Illini defense, you got to take that. You're happy with those kind of stops. Epstein getting the ball up the middle. He's got a hole. He's rumbling, and he's got 13 yards. Purdue once again on offense, down by 7. Looking to see if they can tie the game here. Williams is going to bring Kamari Thompson inside, as they're going to do a handoff, and Epstein's picking up some nice blocks, makes a nice spin move, and is down around the 40-yard line into Purdue territory. 1st and 10 now. Epstein picking up a nice block there, and he gets another 6 yards. Williams going to step up, fires to Cumbie, who gets himself open over the middle of the field, and that's a 1st down. Looks like Illinois will be passing, and that's exactly what they're doing, as Williams is going to be taking some heat here, and he just gets the ball away. Oof, that was a close one, as Williams was running backwards, and he just barely got the ball out of his hands. That just shows how athletic this guy is at quarterback. Read option, they're going to hand it off to Epstein. He picks up a solid 7. So 3rd down and 3. We've seen Illinois run the ball in these situations, and that's exactly what they're going to do, is Epstein gets the easy 1st down. Mike Epstein starting to heat up on the ground. He's up to 80 yards now, when he was held in check to just under 20 in the 1st half. It's going to be a play action. Williams fires to Chase Brown in the flats, and he was wide open, but stumbles out of bounds. If he was able to stay up, he could have got more, possibly a touchdown there. And it's going to be a handoff to Brown on the right side. He tries to cut up the middle, and he gets 3 yards, so it's going to be 3rd down and 2 now. Does Illinois continue to run the ball, or do they decide to throw it here? Williams is going to bring a man inside, so they might be running here. And that's exactly what they do, and Epstein's going up the middle, and he almost gets into the end zone. An 8-yard rush, and Illinois is knocking on the doorstep. They're at the 1 yard line, and Purdue has not had an answer for Illinois' rushing attack on this drive. As Epstein's getting the ball and he scores. Mike Epstein, his second touchdown of the day. And he's been let loose on this drive. And Caleb Griffin puts the PAT through. And we are tied with 4 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Illinois owning that drive. And now this Purdue offense will look to respond. O'Connell is going to take off on the QB draw, and he bounces off his own man, and he is stuffed. That's a 0-yard gain. That was Prince Green there for the tackle. So now it's 2nd down and 10. O'Connell facing pressure is going to fire widely out of bounds. And you can feel the momentum shifting here as this defense has been all over Purdue, as it's going to be a screen set up for Doru, and he is getting nowhere. Illinois all over that screen. And it sets up a 4th down, and Purdue is punting. What terrific adjustments this defense has made since halftime, as Campbell will look to make another nice punt return, but he can't get away from the defender. But nonetheless, Illinois gets the ball back at the 42-yard line with great field position. 3 minutes and 21 seconds to go. And it's going to be a play action. They're going to come out firing as Williams fires downfield to his left, looking for Navarro, and he's out of bounds. Man, what a throw by Isaiah Williams. He dropped that ball in the bucket. But Navarro, unfortunately, was just out of bounds. That's about the 3rd time that's happened to Illinois today, as Epstein's weaving through traffic and he gets a 1st down. All of a sudden, this Illini offense is taking command of the game. It's going to be a handoff to Epstein on 1st down. He can't get to the outside. Epstein now is over 100 yards. This guy is just a machine. Even when you think he can't get it, he gets 100 yards after being stymied in the first half. Clock continuing to run. It's going to be another handoff to Epstein, but this time Purdue is starting to get a feel for this Illini rushing attack, as that goes for nowhere, and now it's 3rd down and 11. It looks like Illinois is sporting 5 wide, and they're going to snap the ball. Williams is going to fire to Hightower, and he breaks a tackle, and he gets over the 1st down line. 1st down, Illini. Brian Hightower with his 2nd catch of the game, and that was such a big one. Yards after contact has been huge. And Brian Hightower, the 4th-year senior, finally getting to play this year, comes up huge in those 3rd down situations. Illinois now knocking on the doorstep of Caleb Griffin's range, as Epstein's going to get the ball, and he's bouncing off tacklers, and he picks up about 4 yards. Clock is running. Illinois is just on the fringe of Caleb Griffin's field goal range. Purdue is not calling any timeouts. It's going to be a pitch to Epstein. He's got room to work with, and he's brought down for a 3-yard gain. So Epstein now comfortably over 100 yards, and Purdue's not calling timeouts. They're going to let this one come down to the field goal. You figure Illinois might try to set up Griffin with a better spot here, and that's what they do. Epstein just hanging on to the ball is brought down, and David Deal calls a timeout with 2 seconds. Here we go. A 43-yarder, and Purdue's going to call a timeout to try to ice Caleb Griffin. Caleb Griffin has been money today. He's made 2 field goals, one a 47-yarder. Here we go. This is for the win. Snap down. Kick is up. That ball's fading, and he got it. He got it. Caleb Griffin walks off the Illini on the road, and they get the Purdue Cannon. That ball just snuck over the goalposts. And Caleb Griffin is a hero for the Illini in this rivalry game. And how about this team? They bounce back from that Wisconsin loss, and David Deal, in his first year as head coach, gets a win over Purdue in a thriller rivalry game on the road. And what a season for this Illini team. They are now 5-2. You cannot say enough about this coaching staff. They made incredible adjustments, especially Ryan Walters, the defensive coordinator. It looked like Purdue was going to blow Illinois out of the water at one point. But they fought back, made some great adjustments, and they held Purdue in check, and they won this game. We'll take a look here at the game stats, and Isaiah Williams didn't have the greatest day. 12 of 23, 141 yards, didn't get a touchdown pass, but he did just enough to help his team win. Aiden O'Connell, 22 for 26, threw for 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. If you're defensive coordinator Ryan Walters for Illinois, you'll take that stat line any day. As far as the rushing attack for Purdue, it was vacant. Nobody could get anything going on the ground. Doru only had 49 yards, averaged only 3.4 per carry. They just could not get the ground game working against this Illini front. But as for Epstein, this man gets over 100 yards yet again. He's gotten over 100 yards in every game this season. He gets 2 touchdowns. Can't say enough about Mike Epstein, especially in the second half today. He was a rock. As far as the receivers, Kyron Cumbly led the team in receptions, but ball was spread around pretty good. Nobody had a huge day. Brian Hightower had 2 enormous receptions on 2 third-down conversions. Navarro almost had 2 big plays. One of them was that touchdown that got deflected, and then that big play down the sideline that was out of bounds. But as far as Purdue, is a different story here. Payne Durham actually led the team in receptions and got a touchdown. Rondale Moore, the stud wide receiver, the Illini held him in check. He only had 4 receptions for 56 yards. If you're Illinois, you take that 10 out of 10 times. He's been averaging 6 receptions and over 100 yards a game. Sheffield had a good day, especially in the second half, and David Bell only had 2 receptions for 33 yards. He did have a touchdown, but can't say enough about this Illini secondary. They did a great job working against this talented receiving core for Purdue and held them in check. As far as defensively for Illinois, Jartavius Martin had 13 tackles and led the team. My goodness, he also had a sack, forced fumble as well. Marquez Beeson played his best day. He didn't really show up in the stat sheet, but he got an interception there, and he had to work on David Bell all day, and he held him in check. Seth Coleman had a good day as well, picked up a sack and a tackle for loss, and Delano Ware, I would argue, is MVP of this defense. He made 3 huge, enormous stops for the Illini in huge situations. And how about Caleb Griffin? 3 for 3. All 3 of his field goals were 40 yards plus, and he, of course, hit the game winner there to walk it off for the second time this season. He's hit a game-winning field goal to walk off the Illini on the road. As far as team stats, look at that total offense. These 2 teams are basically dead even, 271 to 266. A lot of that from Illinois came in the second half. And if you haven't been following along and noticed a pattern here with these games, Illinois controlling the ground, out-rushing Purdue. Purdue threw for a little bit more. But as you can see, third down conversions for Purdue was not good. Only 5 for 11. It was a great job by this Illini defense. They got that huge stop there at the goal line on that 4th down conversion. Both teams turned it over once. And Illinois doing what it does best, run the ball and control the clock. They control the time of possession here today. And you can see here, same story as what we've been seeing for Illinois. Very balanced offensively, controlling the time of possession. And that's part of the reason why they won today. As far as players of the game, Aiden O'Connell for the Boilermakers, Lawrence Johnson 3 tackles for losses, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. He had a huge day on the defensive line. Mike Epstein, of course, offensively. Jartavius Martin, 11 tackles, a tackle for loss, a sack, and a forced fumble. Man, what a day for Jartavius Martin. And if I can name a co-defensive player of the game, it would obviously be Seth Coleman, too. He had such huge stops. All right, guys. That's going to do it for today's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. A thriller of a rivalry game for Illinois. They take home the Purdue Cannon in 2021. And Illinois got some momentum going here as we get into the second half of the season. They are now 5-2. And we're going to look forward to the next episode, as it'll be a break once again from the game videos, as we will go to recruiting update number 2. This will be very similar to the first recruiting update video that we did earlier in the season. But this time, I think you'll appreciate the more in-depth look at the recruiting, how it's played out thus far. There's some things you'll be surprised about, some things that have played out a lot differently than we expected. So we'll go through a thorough look on the Illini's recruiting front here in the mid-season. And then, of course, we'll take a look at the conference standings in the Big Ten, around the Power 5, and in college football. We'll look at the Heisman race, the top 25 polls. We'll see how the playoff picture is starting to shape up now that we're in the mid-season. Who are the title contenders in each conference, and take a look at that stuff, as well as season stats for the Illini players and some other players in college football. So all in all, it'll be very similar to the first recruiting update video that we did. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next episode for recruiting update number 2. See you guys then.